Disney just burned $200 million to keep 4 seconds of footage. Why? Because China said, cut this scene or lose your movie. And for the first time ever, Disney said no. What you're about to discover about this Disney film will change how you see the House of Mouse forever. What's up, legends? Before we dive into this insane story, smash that like button if you're ready to uncover some Hollywood secrets that Disney definitely doesn't want you to know about. And hey, if you're new here, hit subscribe because we're about to expose some of the most mind-blowing stuff about your favorite animated movies. So picture this, you're Disney. You've spent hundreds of millions of dollars creating what you will think will be your next billion-dollar animated masterpiece. But then, the world's second largest movie market, China, says nope and bans your movie entirely. We're talking about Lightyear, and the story behind its ban is absolutely wild. Now before we get into the juicy stuff, let's set the scene. Lightyear wasn't just any Disney movie. This was supposed to be Pixar's triumphant return to theaters after the pandemic. We're talking about a Toy Story spin-off featuring everyone's favorite space ranger, Buzz Lightyear. Disney was so confident in this movie that they gave it a massive $200 million budget. That's more money than most countries' entire film industries see in a year. They had Chris Evans voicing Buzz, cutting-edge animation, and all the marketing muscle that Disney could throw at it. But here's where it gets crazy. China represents about 20% of the global box office. When a major Hollywood movie gets banned there, we're talking about potentially losing hundreds of millions of dollars. So what could possibly be so controversial in a kids movie about a space toy that an entire country would ban it? Here's where things get absolutely insane. The entire ban came down to a single scene. We're talking about literally seconds of footage that cost Disney access to the world's biggest movie market. The scene shows two female characters, Alicia Hawthorne and her wife, sharing a brief kiss. That's it. A quick, innocent moment between two married characters that you'd barely noticed if you blinked. But this wasn't just any kiss. This was Pixar's first same-sex kiss in a major theatrical release. And China, they were not having it. See, China has some of the strictest media censorship laws in the world. Their State Administration of Press and Publication, basically their media police, reviews every single foreign film before it can be shown in Chinese theaters. And anything depicting LGBTQ+ relationships, instant red flag. But here's what makes this story even crazier. Disney actually had a choice. Chinese censors reportedly told Disney they could release the movie if they removed the kiss scene. Just a simple edit, maybe 3 to 4 seconds of footage, and they'd have access to that massive Chinese market. And Disney said no. Now this is where the plot thickens, because the kiss scene wasn't even supposed to be in the original movie. According to insider reports, Pixar had initially removed the scene during production, but then something happened that changed everything. In March 2022, Pixar employees sent a letter to Disney leadership calling out the company for censoring LGBTQ+ content. They claimed Disney had been cutting queer storylines and characters from their films to appease international markets, especially China. The employees were basically saying, you're sacrificing our values for money. And the pressure worked. Disney reversed course and put the kiss scene back into Lightyear. But let's talk about numbers for a second because this decision was expensive. The Chinese box office for major animated films typically ranges from $50 million to $150 million. Toy Story 4 made over $200 million in China alone. So Disney potentially walked away from a 9-figure payday to keep a 4-second scene. This wasn't Disney's first rodeo with Chinese censorship either. They previously edited or removed content from other films to gain access to the Chinese market. Bohemian Rhapsody? Edited. Top Gun Maverick? Taiwanese flag removed. The practice is so common in Hollywood that there's actually a term for it, kowtowing to China. But this story isn't just about one movie or one scene. It's about something much bigger. The invisible influence that the Chinese market has on American entertainment. Think about it. If you're a Hollywood studio and you know that including certain content will automatically ban your movie from a market worth hundreds of millions of dollars, what do? Most studios just don't include that content in the first place. We've seen movies digitally alter posters to remove black actors for Chinese releases. We've seen entire plot lines change to avoid offending Chinese censors. Heck, even the Marvel movies have been edited for Chinese audiences. China's box office has grown from practically nothing to over $7 billion annually in just 2 decades. That's massive leverage over what content gets made and what doesn't. So what happened to Lightyear? Well, without the Chinese market, the movie struggled. It made only $226 million worldwide against that $200 million budget. When you factor in marketing costs, Disney likely lost money on the film. But here's the twist. Disney's decision actually earned them praise from many fans and critics. Social media exploded with support for Disney finally standing up for their values. The hashtag #ProudOfPixar started trending. The Lightyear ban sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Other studios started asking themselves, are we willing to sacrifice potential profits for creative freedom? And China didn't stop there. They also banned other Western films that year for various reasons. It was like they were sending a message, play by our rules or don't play at all. But here's what's really interesting. Some industry experts think this might actually be a turning point. As streaming becomes more important than theatrical releases, studios might become less dependent on the Chinese box office. Disney Plus, for example, has over 160 million subscribers worldwide. That's a more predictable revenue stream than hoping for Chinese box office success. Plus, younger audiences, especially in Western markets, are increasingly demanding authentic representation in media. Studios that ignore this trend might find themselves losing audiences at home while chasing audiences abroad. So there you have it, the wild story of how a 4-second kiss scene cost Disney access to the world's biggest movie market. Whether you think Disney made the right choice or not, one thing's for sure. This decision marked a major shift in how Hollywood approaches international censorship. What do you think? Should Disney have kept the scene and lost the Chinese market, or should they have edited it out for the sake of profits? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to see more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest controversies, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got absolutely insane stories coming up that you won't want to miss. Speaking of controversial Disney decisions, you should definitely check out this video about the Disney movie that was so dark they had to completely change the ending. Trust me, it's wild. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you legends in the next one.